you have a blanket and you want to create a little support for your neck. So I've just folded mine long ways, which I'll give a little demo. So I've taken the short ends and I've folded them in half. Then I have a really long piece in half, so I've just folded that in half again. And then you can put this on the floor around the head, and then you can roll the end of the blanket upwards. So it creates a really beautiful roll for supporting the back of the neck. The upper part of the blanket sometimes is nice if you fold it over a little bit, so it creates a little pad for your head. So how big your roll is going to be very specific for you. We'll just snuggle down and lie down for a moment. And allowing the roll, if you want to, now this is optional, you don't need to have it, supporting the curve of the cervical spine. So this is the house of Vishuddha. Allowing ourselves to arrive here. So feel a few breaths out your mouth and notice what it feels like to emanate sound. Now, does it feel comfortable for you to allow sound to flow through you? Take a moment to check in to see if your eyes want to close, if they want to stay slightly open. Just allow them to soften so that the intention of the eyes are resting back into the skull. Feel your body as we come back to our roots of Muladhara, noticing that we're reaffirming our roots every day. And as we breathe here and become aware of the throat chakra, you sense your body on the floor, you sense the earth. You sense the pelvis, the water, the swadhisthana. You sense the upper belly, the fire of Manipura. And the heart, the chest, air of Anahata, this unstruck sound. Noticing that as you rise up and our presence is in the throat, but also noticing the presence of all the other chakras below as they are supporting us and present with us. As all of the elements arise from this place of Akash, this place of space or void. And the essence of purification. We're going to do a little movement through the head. Remember, anything that I offer as an invitation, if it doesn't feel good, just honor yourself and don't do it. If something else arises for you intuitively, then follow that. We're going to inhale, exhale, and just let the head roll to one side. If you have the roll around behind the back of the neck, just let the neck soften into the roll. The neck is always floating away from the ground. So sometimes rising a little bit of support And allowing the back of the neck to be held is so freeing. As you do that, let the shoulders relax, that connection to the heart, the breath. When you're ready, just inhale, let the head float back to center. And then as you exhale, let your head flow to the other side. Take a moment to soften into your roots. And just see if you want to go through a couple times to each side. Maybe when you go over to one side, you might gently nod the head up and down, just feeling the connection of the skull pivoting on the first couple vertebrae. And once you come into center, just pause there and feel if you feel spacious in the throat, if there's holding in the neck. Can you wiggle your jaw around a little bit and see if you can release the lower jaw, which creates all the movement in the jaw, away from the upper palate and the skull, which is one piece. As you wiggle the lower jaw, you might find it moves from left to right. You want to open and close. Just feel how much tension is there. You might even feel the lower jaw gently move forward and the upper jaw gently move back, just to release any holding in the side of the jaw, the masseter muscles. Let it release when you're ready. And as you rest here, I just want you to feel if there's anything that maybe is holding in the area of the jaw, or maybe any parts of your speaking your truth, expressing your voice. Maybe you've been swallowing something that you've been wanting to say, and it might be percolating up through you. Or sometimes we have words that aren't kind, that aren't passing through the doorway of the heart. So we can also notice them too. So there might be some tension, there might be something that you're holding in the jaw. And we're going to do this on the floor. And this is a quality, some of us know it as simhasana, which is lion's pose. It's also one of the external vayus. It's called naga vayu, and naga means snake. And it's a purging, a releasing, a natural quality that we do in the mouth when we're wanting, the body and also the mind is wanting to let something go, or there's a stuckness in the throat. And I'll demonstrate it to you in a seated, so you can even look over to me, and I'll show one round and then you can go into it, and I'll bring you the invitation. But it's an inhale, it's a widening of the throat. And then as you exhale, you're going to allow your head to turn to one side. But I want you to notice what you want to let go of, or if there's something that you would like to create space, or just bring a little intention in for the throat chakra. And then you're going to exhale and you're going to open your mouth nice and wide, and you're going to let your tongue come out and let a little bit of sound. Slowly let the tongue travel back in and the mouth close. Inhale over to center. Notice how you feel. Let the throat widen. Bring in the intention. Exhale over to the releasing over the other shoulder. Simhasana breath, Nagavayu. Slowly let the tongue contract, retract in, and the mouth close. Inhale to center. And if you feel okay, try it again. I've got my eyes closed. I'm just focusing on me internally. A lot of you have your cameras off. So try to notice if what this creates for you, this feeling of releasing out the mouth as you inhale through the throat. Simhasana Nagavayu, purging out over the shoulder. Inhale to center. Maybe again over the other shoulder. Let the tongue slowly retract. And then just see, do you want to do it one more time to each side? You might notice as you're flowing through this exploration, this tool, that maybe another part of your body also wants to contract or express. I feel my arms and my hands wanting to open. Sometimes I feel my eyes opening. And just pause once you've gone from side to side and just take notice of your mouth, of your jaw. Sometimes when we have trapped emotion or trapped words that haven't been articulated, doing this tool helps to create a passageway of releasing that energy that maybe hasn't fully passed through us. So maybe we're energy bodies, so experiences, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, that we want to allow them energy to enter, to move through us, but we also have to remember to let it go and pass through us. And sometimes we hold, we clench, we suppress things and hold energy or emotions or thoughts or experiences within the body. It inhibits the energetic field. So we're going to take a moment to roll over to one side. You might pause and fetal. Coming up, we're going to come up just onto our hands and knees and do a little bit of energy through the whole body. We're going to be in our spinal wave, so either the hands under the shoulders, the elbows, knees under the hips. Let the head go. Feel the back of the neck blossom. Exhale when you're ready, a little mindfully as you widen the back of the neck. Push the floor away. Let your pelvis release down, the back round up. Widen the back door of the heart. You might even pause here for a few breaths and just feel this flexion, this widening of the back body. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, let the pelvis, the sit bones rise up. Feel how the lower back arches into extension and it ripples up the spine. And now you feel the front of the heart open, the front of the throat. Try not to allow the head to come up too high. Just let the eyes soften, widen in spaciousness through the back and neck. Reach up through the top of the skull. Just flow back and forth through this ripple motion. Feeling the spine, the central channel, and just helping the energy move through the Ida, the Pingala. Excuse me. Going to feel this motion for as many breaths as you want. And then just take some time to check in. Does your body want a little bit more movement? So the invitation that's coming in is maybe you want to bring the hands a little bit farther forward and just let yourself inhale, exhale as you tuck the toes under and just push up and assume that inverted V shape. We know this as downward dog. You might walk it out. Take note how your throat and the back of the neck feel in this pose. Can you widen the back door of the heart, the shoulder blades to create a little bit more space? Do you feel equal spaciousness in the back of the neck and the throat? If at any time Nagavayu or that lion's breath wants to come in, or a sigh or a sound, ah, freeing, freeing maybe some holding of energy within. And you take your time to pause in child's pose. And as you're in child's pose, you can take note where the forehead is resting on the floor. So if some of your weight is a little bit more towards the eyebrows, you might find a little bit of a compression through the back of the neck and a little bit more spaciousness through the front of the throat. But if you roll some of your weight a little bit closer to the upper forehead towards the hairline, you might start to feel that you can find a space where the back of the neck and the throat are evenly open. Just play with that for a moment. The arms want to travel from side to side, let that happen. And we're going to come up in a moment and we're going to sit for a moment. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit kneeling, you can have your legs extended if you want. Whatever feels good for you. And I'm just going to come up just to show you one of the mudras we're going to do. Angle my camera down a little bit. This is Kali mudra. And so you're going to interlace your fingers. Traditionally, the right thumb is on top. The right hand is sacred and used for ceremonies and traditional honorings. The left hand was used for wiping and cleansing in the bathroom. So usually the right thumb is on top. Then you're going to extend your index finger. You're going to bring your thumbs towards your sternum. So your index finger is pointing up towards your chin, your jaw area. This is Kali Mudra. And Kali signifies the element of Akash, space, void. It also is this essence of spiritual purification. It helps us to spiritual purify, to come into Satya, that truthfulness, and also helps us release limiting beliefs. Just take a moment to breathe here, to connect to this mudra, as Kali is the goddess of purification. She wields a sword and she holds a human head as a symbol of our attachment to our ego. And so we must sever this attachment to our ego that limits our beliefs to attain spiritual freedom. As you hold this mudra, it directs awareness and energy to the throat, supporting spiritual purification. Also helps to release tension in the neck It increases circulation to the thyroid gland, which helps to activate metabolism. And when we activate our metabolism, it creates energy in our body. And when we have energy, it helps to overcome obstacles. And so we're going to chant the seed sound, because when we chant the seed sound in correlation with connecting to the element, it helps to cleanse and heal and purify in this essence of the fifth chakra. So the seed sound is either hung, H-U-N-G, hung, and the sound comes, you kind of have your mouth in a circle emanating almost like a very soft open circle, like the symbol of Akash. And then you bring the sound from the back of your throat forward out your mouth. So it's either hum or hum, H-U-M or H-U-N-G. So just try a few of them. Hum, hum. So you can just chant the sound one time through the breath. Another way that I like to explore it is inhaling and chanting the seed sound multiple times on one exhale. I'll demonstrate that. Hum, hum, hum. There's 16 petals, so we can flow through this chanting at least 16 times to purify this chakra. You can even chant it internally, which I'm just bringing my essence internally. So you can start out loud, you can soften it, and then you can bring the seed sound inside. And I'm going to come up and we're going to do one more breath and movement here to cleanse this energy. So you're going to take Kali Mudra. I'm going to do this from the back because it is a little bit confusing. This one is if you just bring all of your fingers back up, open up your hand. Okay, you're going to take one palm of the hand. I'm doing my right and I'm folding it down and I'm taking the palms of the hands to turn towards my body. And the thumbs are interlacing, Garuda. This is Eagle Mudra. Okay, so the palms of the hands are facing body. You're round your chest. Okay, and you're going to tap here as you lean the thumbs into each other. You're going to tap through the sternum, the clavicle, and then I want you to bring in Brahmari breath, so the bee breath, so creating that vibration. So as we inhale, humming as you tap. This is very good for the thyroid gland, for increasing metabolism, for bringing in vibration, Garuda. Just let that emanate through you for as long as you want. And let the arms release down when you feel ready. Take a moment just to pause here. Feel your breath. Palms might be down or up on the legs. Remember, palms down is a grounding energy. So if you feel excess, just let the hands palm down. You can also touch earth with the fingers. You want to keep the energy flowing upward. Let the back of the hands be on your legs, palms up. And just notice your breath. Noticing the saliva in your mouth. And just see as you gently, watchfully notice your inhale and exhale. See if maybe at the top of the inhale, maybe there's a little pause, and you might even feel as you inhale and the body lengthens up through the spine, up the crown of the head. You might want to bring the chin a little bit forward. This is Jalandhara Mudra. I'll show it from the side. As you inhale, at the top of your inhale, you can let the chin come a little bit forward, almost like you're reaching it forward as we did in the beginning. And then you scoop it down, and the chin comes down, just creating almost like you're putting a little bit of a lid on the throat. And then you just pause here for a breath or two, a moment, a beat. And then you release the chin, exhale. Inhale. Feel at the top of your inhale, just letting your chin come forward and down softly. Just feeling the chest rising up to meet the chin. Pause here for a beat or two. If you feel comfortable, if you don't do it. Release the chin, exhale. Let's try that for one more round. Inhale. The top of the inhale, notice how your chest is rising up. So just let the chin gently come forward and down. As you feel the chin and the chest coming towards one another, as you pause here, feel the inside of your body is like a pot. The top of Jalandhara is a lid. We're putting a lid on. And then you release the bandha first, you exhale. If it felt comfortable, go back into it one or two more times. Notice how you feel. Okay, and you can do the next part if you feel drawn to come back down to the earth and lie down. Draw the knees into the chest, maybe a little movement, a shaking out. You might have a little bit of a twist. And once you come onto the floor, you can take your ball and you can, if you have a big ball or a small ball, you can lie down even on the floor and you can put the ball underneath your cheek and you can roll around. Sometimes if your ball is tiny, what I'll do is I'll take a block, okay? And if you have a squash ball, you might even put your block. So you're lying here and you can massage through the jaw. You can put a little bit of pressure there. You can open and close your mouth. If you just want to use your hand, you can take your ball and massage through the jaw. You can also take your hand and just do a little massaging of pulling down and what we would call a combing on the masseter muscles. And then you can go across your jaw. You can scoop the index onto the jaw and the thumb up and kind of squeezing together. So you're creating a little bit of energy. So I'm pulling down and I'm pushing up very softly on the lower part of the jaw and then pushing in with my index finger as well. Okay, you can go from the back across. Move the jaw around. Go both sides. Another technique, if you've got your fingers and you feel okay, you can always put your thumb inside the mouth and then sweep the fingers over. So I can't do this while I'm talking, but I'll give you the demonstration, and then I'm going to now give you the indication of cues. I'm going to do the demonstration. So thumb goes inside. It's pushing on the inside. My upper and lower palate are separated. Then I take the index, sweeping down and from the outer edge of the mouth towards the chin. So my index finger inside is doing a sweeping, and then my thumb is pushing into my index finger. So do both sides. And then we're just going to pause for a moment. Notice how you feel. Take a few breaths here. You're still flowing through the massage of the jaw. Just keep flowing through that. As you find that moment of stillness, maybe bring the roll back behind the back of the neck. Maybe you're just lying flat on the floor. Maybe you've brought a bolster. Maybe you've covered yourself up. And then just checking in with how your connection to this area of Vishuddha is feeling. Notice this hollow space in the area of the throat, representing the element of Akash. The spoken word arrives from the fifth chakra, giving expressions of emotion from the heart, a place of satya, truthfulness, speaking our truthfulness. This expression through the vocal cords. So when we pause and create mindfulness in the energy of Vishuddha, can allow this serenity, this calmness, this purity to arise that allows us to command speech. Also is a very creative energy. So we might feel this expression of sound, voice, words, poetry. It creates ojas, which is this radiant fullness of energy. And it creates the knowledge, this vital life force that balances all the other elements while cleansing the body. And this Rudra Granthi that is present through the fifth, sixth, seventh chakra, this awareness of the knot of the I consciousness. So noticing if there's any beliefs that are coming through that are creating doubt for you. So this fifth chakra is about releasing doubt and any negative limiting beliefs arising in the intellect, in the consciousness. So we seek knowledge, and that is what is true. So this chakra influences us from the time we're 28 to 35. In that age frame, it's where this chakra is really getting, really honed in. It's always there, the energy of the fifth, but we can influence a little bit more during that time of our life. And create a little bit of space for you. Poem that I would like to share with you, and I don't have the author of this one. There are some people who could hear you speak 1,000 words and still not understand you. And there are others who will understand you without you even speaking a word. There are some people who could hear you speak 1,000 words and still not understand you. And there are others who will understand you without you even speaking a word. When you're ready, you can stay there, linger for a little bit longer if you wish. You can get up and move, shake out a little bit. I just want to take a moment, whether you're lying down or you've come to sit for a moment, of just going over this energetic container. So as we're moving up into the higher realms, even working on our energy body, or sometimes when you're moving out into the world and you're feeling that you need a little bit more of protection around you, you can cultivate this energetic container. So For me, I like to move my arms around when I first started doing it to really help to create the container. We always draw this container either up from the earth or down from the universe. So we'll do both awarenesses today. So just feeling body, if you're lying on the ground or seated. Notice earth. Exhale. As you feel that earth energy rise up to support you, feel this container of the earth energy circling around you. So starting from the lower parts of your body, and you might even use your hands to draw this energetic container around you. And then let it flow up to universal consciousness. You might also feel universal consciousness coming down and creating a bubble of connection, of a force field, an energetic container around you. So it helps to keep you in a little protective bubble. So maybe you're going out somewhere where you know there's going to be a lot of different energies, and you want to create intention about having this energetic container around you. Especially as we're moving through the chakras, we're feeling a little bit more sensitive, we're feeling a little bit more open. It's really helpful to have that container for us. Mm. Thank you for taking the time to share in the discovery of feeling Vishuddha. We're going to take a break now. And so it's kind of in between 10 and 10:15. So about 12 minutes past the hour. So let's come back at 25 minutes past the hour, and then we'll go as we come back into breakout rooms and allow you to have some time to talk things through before we come back into a group discussion. So 25 minutes past the hour is when we'll come back.